guys, this is my friend Diego Garza,
So,
and he today I'm going to be asking you questions about faith. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So the first question is, what does Jesus God mean to you?
I want to say that like he's kind of like this like being that's just like within me 24/7 and like guides me to where like I want to be, you know, and I follow his presence with anything that I do. I mean, like then again, I do sin though. I mean, not like often, but whenever I do, I know that like I'm going against that. You know,
Yes.
feels like that I'm going against myself almost.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the second question is, uh, what, what, how has God used you in your like day-to-day life, or just in past? Yeah. Any cool stories about how God used you?
Um, do I have a story for that? I think I do have a story, but
We
yeah. I got one. I got one. So I want to say like two years ago, my sister was going through some like emotional like drama stuff with her boyfriend,
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But me, I mean, I don't know too much about like relationships and stuff, but just at that time, I just felt that she needed somebody to talk to her, and I went up to her. I was just like, "Hey, sis, uh, like, what's up? Like, tell me like what's wrong." And she started crying. I was just like, "Okay," but um, after that, you know, I kind of just waited till she was done spieling, and I just decided to pray for her right then and there, and that's out of the ordinary for me and stuff. So I don't know. I just felt like that God was like telling me to do that for her, almost.
Yeah. All right. So the final question is, what would you tell somebody that is either starting out in their walk with Christ or is like stuck in their Christ? You could answer this in like the two parts, or
Um, with me, I'm starting to actually start my path with with God, because I was, straying away for years, and what I started doing was, slowly just start praying for like yourself, things like that, and where I go is 1910 church, but just find any church that's like near you, and just start attending like slowly, like just go frequently, but not like to the point where you're like forcing yourself,
mm-hmm.
you know, like whenever I first started, I went like once every 2 weeks on this Wednesday, and after like a month or so, I was just going constant. And just recently, I attended my first Sunday, like what's it called?
Yes, Sunday experience.
Yes, my
Yeah.
first Sunday like experience or mass, and it was just what I needed to hear at the time. But for somebody who's stuck, um, just find like where things aren't adding up, because I know that we all deal with some type of struggle, things like that. I know I did, and that's what made me start attending, church. Is because I hit like this really rough patch, and I just needed to be recovered. So yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask you one more question. So what was it like your first time experience when you walked into a church, and how and what made you want to go to church? Did like somebody invite you? Did you just have a feeling like you should go to a youth night at Wednesday, or what?
A lot of people ask me to go, you know, just like hang out and stuff, but I was just like, nah, you know, I don't really want to just go to church just to hang out, you know, because then it wouldn't feel right. And then this one night, I don't know, I just had the urge to go, you know, and my friend Dimitri asked, he was like, hey, like, you trying to go tonight? And he usually asks that, but that certain night, you know, I really needed to go,
Mm-hmm.
and I went, and it was life changing. Like it started me on the path, and it was what I really needed.
Can you like go into details about like what stood out at church that like started making you change and look at your life and want to pursue God?
Yeah.
Like, was it worship, a message? It could be all, but
It was so at church. It was like the message was like almost being reborn, I think, and it was just the start of the year, and and just at that moment, you know, they said that God is going to basically fix us, right? And then right then and there, you know, I felt this weird tingling sensation in like my body and stuff, and I just held my hands out high, you know, almost like this, and you know, that tingling sensation just almost just amped up, and right then and there, the pastor or right pastor,
yeah, pastor.
yeah, um, kind of just took his hands and just like put them on me and started praying for me, and I was just like I almost just couldn't move in in a good way.
Yeah.
um and I felt something almost fix me, which was ironic enough because that's what the you know, message was to fix, and that's when I knew that God was real, you know, was at that moment. You know, he was talking through this pastor to me. He was fixing me from the inside.
Yes. So, before we wrap this video up, is there anything you would like to like encourage people? Say anything about faith or anything in general?
Yeah, I guess would just be like whatever you're destined for, you know, like music or being an artist or something, you know, like your dreams. Um, it doesn't really just start with putting like work and stuff like that, you know, it really does start with believing in yourself and believing in Christ, you know, because he can help you guide, or he could help guide you to like where you want to be. If you want to be successful, God will always be there for you. He will help you through the easy times and the hard times. So that's it.
All right. Thanks, Dago, for doing this video with me.
Yeah, brother.
All right. See you guys in the next video.